I'm currently hiking up the tallest mountain in the Czech Republic on the border of Poland in a snowstorm, wearing nothing but shorts and a sports bra. I'm the only female amongst a group of 9 men. The wind is whipping and piercing against my exposed skin. All I'm focused on is my breath. But how did I find myself in this seemingly dangerous situation? This is that story.
It's like all these deep fears have been stuck within me for so long, I can't avoid it anymore.
We are going to prove to the world that all we need is right in you and me.
It is Saturday morning, and today I am going to the Wim Hof experience at Wanderlust in Hollywood. I have been wanting to learn the Wim Hof method for a long time, and then I saw that this was happening, and I thought, what better way to learn it than to go to an event taught by Wim Hof himself. People like Wim Hof fascinate me because they truly have mastered the art of mind power. Like, what he does barely makes sense. Wim Hof, aka the Iceman, the Dutch daredevil who holds the most world records for withstanding extreme weather conditions, including the longest ice bath, the longest swim under ice, running a marathon in the desert without drinking water, and climbing past the death zone on Mount Everest wearing nothing but shorts. Wim has been shocking the world for years by completing seemingly impossible feats, and he's even subjected himself to scientific scrutiny, paving the way for groundbreaking research that is challenging our current understanding of the mind-body connection. But Wim is more than just a crazy outlier. He claims that anyone can learn to do what he does, and is changing millions of people's lives all over the world through his teachable method. It's called the Wim Hof Method, and consists of 3 parts: meditation and concentration techniques, breathing exercises, and colds therapy. I first discovered Wim Hof in 2016 when I watched a Vice documentary where a reporter went to Poland to train with him and hiked up a snowy mountain wearing nothing but shorts. And as much as I hate the cold, for some reason I told myself that someday I wanted to do that too. So when I saw that Wim was doing a workshop here in Los Angeles, I knew that I needed to go.
You own your soul, your freedom, your mind. The power of your mind is your choice.
Little did I know that through pure luck, I'd somehow find myself at a dinner that night with a group of Wim Hof instructors, Wim's family, and the Iceman himself. I was invited by one of the instructors who I met at the workshop, and despite my fear of intruding, I went anyways. I had no idea at the time, but that one yes would lead to a wild journey I never expected. Over the coming months, we all kept in touch, and I became friends with Wim Hof, Wim's son, who runs the business behind the Wim Hof Method. I learned that Wim has been instrumental in his dad's message being able to reach millions of people.
I just try to make things as accessible as possible for him to be able to spread his message instead of raising the amount, which I could raise it easily. And what we do is raise the amount of people and having instructors to support my dad to keep it accessible for everyone who wants to do this.
Since attending the Wim Hof workshop in 2017, I've been dabbling in the technique here and there. Every time I take an ice bath, it's really hard for me. But every time I make it through that 3 minutes in the ice, I feel like I've overcome a major mental barrier. Every time I do an ice bath, I feel pure gratitude. I feel like I overcame something. Around this time, I make a conscious decision to start doing more things that challenge and scare me. I start my YouTube channel, Skylife, as a way to follow my curiosity of exploring the world of health and wellness and making the videos that I want to make. And then I found this channel called Yes Theory. Yes Theory's motto is seek discomfort, encouraging their viewers to get out of their comfort zones, step into fear, and say yes to life. I binge watched their videos and I knew that these were the creators I wanted to surround myself with and hopefully work with someday. So I write down a lofty goal in my journal: to meet Yes Theory and collaborate with them on a project. At the time, I didn't know how it would happen, but the power of intention is spooky because just a few weeks later, I somehow end up at a meetup at the Yes Theory house. We connected through our mutual passion for health and wellness and developed a friendship over the coming months. I even helped them produce a video where Matt fasted for a week. I knew I wanted to make a video about Wim Hof, and I knew I wanted to collaborate with Yes Theory. Then, one day, it clicked.
Okay, I have a crazy idea, and something tells me this is one I really need to pursue and make happen. What if I asked Yes Theory if they would want to come to Poland with me to train with Wim Hof? That would actually be a dream come true. The timing of both of us meeting and like where we're all at right now and what their mission is, what mine is, what Wim's trying to share, it all just makes perfect sense. It all fits together and I need to make this happen.
So I took a chance and pitched the idea to Yes Theory, Anam, and Wim, and somehow they both said yes.
Let's do this! And we're making big plans.
Let's just say, from now on, I am a full believer in the power of manifestation. I still can't believe this is actually happening, and the way this all has unfolded just blows my mind. And the fact that I'm about to go to Poland with Yes Theory, my YouTube heroes, to train with Wim Hof himself, that is unfathomable. I can't even believe it's actually happening. I have a million thoughts racing through my head about how this is going to go, and about how the fact that I brought this to the table somehow holds me responsible for anything that could happen while we're there. And I am just nervous. I'm really, really nervous. But I'm going to try my best not to worry my face off about this and really just get prepared. So I've really been diving into the research, reading every single scientific paper that exists on Wim Hof and trying to really fully understand this method and what we're about to do. I want to know what is happening in my body and why when I'm being put through this crazy physical and mental challenge. We'll be diving into the breathing techniques, the meditation techniques. I'm understanding how these all work. I've dabbled in this space before. The only thing that's scaring me is the cold exposure, but I feel like we're going to be learning the techniques in order to withstand that. There are so many things to be worried about, but you know what? That's life. All we can really do is just do the damn thing. So let's do it. My journey begins in the Netherlands, where I'll spend a few days capturing the essence of Wim's homeland. I make a trip to Radboud University Medical Center to interview a scientist researching Wim and his method. I also visit the village of Blaricum and talk to a local blacksmith named Henk Vandenberg, who says his rheumatoid arthritis was cured using the Wim Hof method. Once a skeptic, Henk's miraculous recovery inspired him to share the method with his local community. Every year, Henk hosts an event where hundreds of locals gather to take an ice bath together in the lake. Our original plan was to leave for Poland on January 5th, but Wim insists that he must attend this event to support his community. I get to experience this local tradition.
How do you feel, Sky? Are you up for it?
We're ready to go!
Dag, hier van straks even bekijken of hier in de komende jaren iets gaat veranderen. Makelaars van Goosenhuis hier op het Stichtse strand. In business, de radio uit de vroege dorp. En ik weet dat er heel veel... En Paul 5 hebben we echt afgesproken. En dan krijgt de...
As soon as the event concludes, Wim, Anam, and I all hop in the car for an 8-hour road trip to the mountains of Poland, where we will meet Yes Theory and begin our training.
We're gonna make it a great documentary, and everybody is understanding the gravity of it.
Little did I know what Wim had in store for us.
For this week, I got planned specifically for this group to use the power of the mind. This week, we're gonna do things I've never done because I've been a guinea pig all my life and I changed the books. Now I'm going to do that with yes theory.
I think we're about to do the craziest thing that we've ever done in our lives.
Cold is merciless but righteous. Humanity has alienated so much from nature. The cold is very able to bring our mind and body back into our inner nature, the way it was supposed to be, in harmony with the nature outside.
Keep control. And then from there, we get really into the depth of the physiology. Julian! 4, deep breath. Go for it, Julian! Let it go! Julian! There you go!
Every person has the capacity, innate capacity, to reconnect with their physiology in the depth that makes them able to be in control over their happiness, strength and health. There's no doubt about it.
Just put your mind for a moment over there and get into your power.
Walking into your fear and facing your fear, it's the only way we ever overcome anything in life.
One step, another one, and then we reach the top.
We are built to be happy, strong and healthy. We got all the tools, but they are not awakened. But who is going to wake them up? That's us.
By now, you're probably really curious to know what actually happened during our time in Poland training with Wim. And for that story, you'll need to go watch Yes Theory's documentary, Frozen Alive.
Shut the fuck up! Let's climb this mountain!
Now, this is the first time Yes Theory has made a documentary, and it means so much to me that I was a part of it and that I helped to make it happen. I'm so grateful for the entire experience, and it truly was a dream project for me. It was also the most physically and mentally challenging thing that I have ever done. So I'm about to get very real about my experience in Poland and what I was feeling along the way, the challenges that I had to overcome, and then what I've really learned from it. For me, I felt like there was a lot at stake here.
I am feeling self-doubt. I am questioning so many things right now.
It was both my relationship with Wim and Wim Hof and my relationship with Yes Theory, and feeling like I just wanted this to be an overwhelmingly positive experience for everyone involved.
There are high stakes involved here.
Really?
Very high stakes.
What are the high stakes?
Hypothermia blankets ready, just in case.
I wanted this video to be amazing, and I wanted Wim's message to be able to get out there into the world. I had all these expectations in my mind for what this experience was going to be and what I wanted it to be. And when those expectations were shattered, I had to learn how to adapt.
I didn't know what to expect coming into this, but I can say I did not expect this.
I had prepared so much for this experience.
I've been reviewing the research again, and it's just so fascinating and groundbreaking and blows my mind that I'm gonna be experiencing this in real life.
I am going to be releasing a video that is dedicated solely to the science and research behind the Wim Hof Method and really break it down for anyone who's interested in that. For me, that was something that was really important to understand, and also important for Wim's message, that this is based in science. After having done all that research and feeling like I have a good grasp on the method, I had practiced with it for the past year pretty much, I felt prepared. But then when we get to Poland and start the training, none of my preparations really mattered.
We have no idea what is happening or why.
What Wim decided to do with us is something that he has never done with any group before.
Don't do this at home directly like copying. Don't do it. These guys are experienced.
And he wanted to really challenge us and force us to step right up against fear and discomfort in the most intense way.
You guys already have experience in going into discomfort. With that, you got a different mindset. That's the mindset I need.
For Wim, this was the perfect opportunity to take this group and really use us as guinea pigs for some of what his new emerging research is saying, that a lot of this is just all in the mind. He wanted to put that to the test, knowing in his intuition that this group was the group that could handle it.
I can feel what you guys are capable of.
He had a method behind his madness, and it took us a little while to reflect on that, to understand that what he put us through was for a reason.
The method is a organic, growing thing. And every time it asks for adaptation. Adaptation is the power.
So on day one of the training, Wim tells us that the first thing we're gonna do is jump into a freezing cold waterfall off of a 20-foot jump. Without any training.
This is fucking insane. What do we do?
I'm freaking out.
Dude, I've never jumped in cold water. Why are we doing a cliff jump?
We have no choice but to just do it. And the purpose of that initiation was to throw us right into the fear and take a leap of faith and trust that your body's gonna know what to do.
I feel like I just overcame something. There was so much fear before doing that. I feel energized.
I feel good, dude. That's a wake up. Let's go.
And then the next day, we expect to start the morning with breath work and really dive into the technique, the Wim Hof Method, everything that we are going to need to know in order to climb this mountain on the final day of the week. Wim has different plans. He tells us that instead of doing any of the training he had plans, that he wants us to go straight into a 10-minute ice bath in the freezing cold river.
Follow the breath. Long exhalations. Keep your hands on the thighs when you get in. When you sit in the water, hands on the thighs, tight.
Normally, they don't start anyone with more than 2 minutes in the ice water.
I'm afraid of how this is going to turn out. I'm afraid of what everybody's thinking. I'm afraid of what we're about to do.
I couldn't dwell on all of my fears for how it was all unfolding. I had to just shut off the mind and get into my body in order to survive. So we go into the river together, and I truly at that point just had to turn off my thinking brain and just get into my body and really just be present with my breath. My breath saved me during this experience. I was doing it, and I was even feeling grateful to just be there. It's when we got out of the ice water, I started to freak out a little bit. We run back to the sauna, trying to warm up for probably 5 minutes, and I still couldn't feel warm. I still felt freezing. I thought I was getting hypothermia. I thought that my body wouldn't be able to warm up and that it was shutting down. But Wim assured me in the sauna, he said, it's gonna come back. The feeling's gonna come back. Just stay with your breath. And I just kept moving and my body started to warm up. It was burning and it hurt so bad. But I just stayed with my breath and just stayed with the pain. And eventually the feeling came back. And when that happens, I was hit with so much emotion.
I never felt anything like that before.
And I think that I was just holding in so much because we were forced to face this real challenge in nature. It just cracked me open and the emotion came rushing out.
I'm here, I'm alive, I'm with amazing people. Doing something else is a once in a lifetime. I can't explain it, but I just feel it so deeply right now. I just have to let it out.
In life, we are taught to be strong and to be positive, and we're really not taught to be vulnerable and to let emotion express itself in the way it needs to. And when I had to really face all of my fears in nature, all of the mental and emotional fears that I was going through just had to come out.
It's like all my fears of not being good enough, not being strong enough, all of that is like bubbling up to the surface and coming out in emotion. And it's good because it's something I suppress.
And I think that that was really healthy for me, to just let it out. And then on our second day of training, Wim reveals to us that instead of hiking the mountain on day 4, like we thought,
Tomorrow it's going to happen.
we were going to be hiking the mountain the following day, day 3, with barely any training. That was a total shock for all of us.
In a minute, we're about to be in our shorts and sports bra, for me, hiking up a mountain for over 2 hours.
So as I'm worrying about all the things that feel like just a complete disaster at the time, I then have to make a decision. I had to choose to not listen to those thoughts and to step into my true power for myself and for the group that I was with. I was going to be hiking a mountain with these people, and we all needed each other. So I needed to shift my mindset into that of faith that we were going to do this together and we were going to get through it and feel so accomplished afterwards. And that's all that I could do in that moment, was learn to adapt just the way Wim was trying to teach us to do.
For the first time ever, from doing this cold exposure, I feel the heat within my body. And I've never felt this before. Like actually being able to separate myself from the cold is the first time I'm feeling it. And it's really cool.
Now looking back, that was the purpose all along, was him just pushing us so far to the point where we just had to do it. We had to turn off our mind and just do the damn thing. And that's what we did. The most important thing that I learned from this whole experience is that life is always going to throw us unexpected challenges, and we have a choice in those moments as to how we react and respond to those challenges. And we can either stay fearful and worry and be frustrated about them, or we can flip our mindset and look at these challenges as a way to grow and expand and get stronger. And now, after having experienced everything that we did, I feel so strong, like I can take on anything. Wim believes that all of us have this untapped power and potential within us, and that's why he wants to share his mission with millions of people and teach them to do the things that he's been able to do.
If there is one thing I want you to take out of this, it's to believe the power of your beautiful mind.
And after having spent this time with him and training with him, I feel like I believe in that so strongly now more than ever. And I want you to know that you have that within you too. And you don't need to do something as extreme as hiking a mountain in the snow in your shorts to find that. Simply by doing things on a regular basis that really challenge you and scare you, you're going to begin to open up so much within yourself that you never even knew was there. And that is where we can access truly who we are and step into everything that we are. I want to thank you so much for watching and remind you that you have the power to thrive. You have the power to live your best life ever. It's all within you, everything that you need. I will see you on Thursday.